Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers want to sign a big center who is young, athletic and a great defender. In the next free agency there will be many centers available, but General Manager Rob Pelinka said he will prioritize talented young players in order to have a super team in the short and long term. Lakers want to sign Jalen Duren. While searching for a center prior to the trade deadline, the Lakers reportedly asked about Jalen Duren of the Pistons. With the trade deadline over and done with and the buyout market quickly closing, the Lakers have positioned themselves as title contenders. While the front office deserves a high grade for their ability to upgrade the roster, areas still need improvement, particularly the center position. The Lakers did try to address this by trading for Mark Williams, but the deal was rescinded after the team failed his physical. This wasn't the only big man the Lakers had an eye on, though. During a recent live stream on his YouTube, Jovan Buha of The Athletic revealed that center Jalen Duren of the Detroit Pistons was a player the franchise asked about. While fielding questions, Buha was asked about Duren, his availability, and if the Pistons wanted to trade him. They did not, and the Lakers inquired. However, you never know if things change in the summer. Duren is a young 21-year-old center who has showcased a lot of potential. He is a solid scorer and a good rebounder who is averaging 11.1 points and 10.3 rebounds per game. He isn't known as a top defensive center, so he can't provide rim protection, but when Jackson Hayes is your main big, any rotation center will do. Duren would have been an upgrade, but you can't buy what's not for sale. If Detroit had no interest in moving him at the deadline, then as Buha mentioned, perhaps you could inquire again in the summer and see if they are more open to a deal then. Regardless of what happens this season, the Lakers must address the center position in the summer. It was reported that even Luka wanted an upgrade at the center spot. While he was impressed with how quickly the Lakers acted in acquiring Williams, the need is still there. So, whether the Lakers circle back on Duren, dig through the draft, or make a trade, expect a center to finally land in Los Angeles and stay on the team during the 2025-26 season. Anthony Davis doesn't believe Lakers-Mavericks Luka Doncic trade was a big secret. Adding to the shock of the blockbuster trade that sent 5-time All-Star Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers and 10-time All-Star Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks was the fact that neither player, or Lakers superstar LeBron James, knew that the deal was in the works beforehand. But, given some time to think and process through the emotions of the trade, Davis, while clearly ready to move on, now seemingly has a healthy amount of skepticism about just how much the Lakers and Mavericks didn't know. Speaking to the Los Angeles Times after the Lakers' 107-99 win over the Mavericks on Tuesday, Davis said he isn't sure what to believe when it comes to the blockbuster trade. The front office has to do what it has to do, and obviously they're going to do what's best for the organization, Davis said. So I don't know if I ever got the real about any of it. I don't know what's true or what's not, coming from upstairs. So, my thing is I'm gonna go to my counterpart who I've been running with and see what's going on, get his reaction, and that's all it was. We had a conversation. That was it. In the immediate aftermath of the trade, Davis said he FaceTimed James to see what his running mate of 6 seasons knew about the deal. And as for the reports that no one knew about the trade, Davis doesn't believe those. Everybody's saying nobody knew and all this other st, Davis continued. I just don't believe it. But, hey man, I'm past that. I'm ready to move forward with Dallas, try to get a championship there with these guys. First off, getting back on the floor and get ready to compete. All the emotions, that lasted that night when it was just a shock. Davis debuted with the Mavericks against the Houston Rockets on February 8, recording 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists and 3 blocked shots in 31 minutes of a 116-105 win. Unfortunately, the star big man exited the game in the third quarter with what was later determined to be an adductor injury, an ailment that is expected to sideline him for multiple weeks. While Davis didn't play on Tuesday night, the Lakers thanked him for his contributions to the franchise, which included a championship in the 2019-20 season, with a heartwarming tribute. It's stunning but true. Luka Doncic and LeBron James can lead the Lakers to an NBA title. The revelation is as stunning as a Luka pass. The truth is as sweet as a Luka tray. These Lakers can win the NBA championship. Not next year after they find their missing big man. Not in 2 years after LeBron James retires. Not in 3 years when Luka Doncic takes full ownership. Now. The Lakers can win an NBA title right now. They can win it this season, this summer, right here, this moment, and this is not just some homerish spewing, this is real. Have you seen Luka and LeBron playing together? Did you watch the Saturday blowout of the Denver Nuggets in a gym that has hosted so many L.A. heartbreaks? Did you watch Tuesday's emotional victory in the kind of game that the hard-playing Dallas Mavericks usually win? First, it's still surreal to see Doncic in a Lakers uniform. It still doesn't look right. This gift wrapping of him by the Dallas Mavericks to the Lakers in a trade for Anthony Davis still doesn't make sense. Luka still looks like a big kid wearing a purple and gold Halloween costume. One of the 3 greatest players on the planet plays on the same team as arguably the greatest player ever? And they're actually throwing passes to each other? No way. Still. Once you realize Luka is actually here, mix his abilities with those of an all-in LeBron, who is amazingly playing as well as ever, actually playing defense, totally being the great teammate, no ego, all embrace. During Saturday's 123-100 win in Denver, Luka scored 32 points with 10 rebounds and 7 assists. LeBron deferred and enabled and still scored 25 points with 2 baskets off perfect Luka passes. That's what we love about the game and love about him, being able to come out here and show that passion and show that fire. Defensive was Jared Vanderbilt told reporters when asked about Luka afterward. Then in Tuesday's 107-99 win against Dallas, Doncic was a mental mess in his first game against the team that quit on him, so LeBron took over, saving the win with an amazing 16-point fourth quarter. He's doing that at 40 years old, which is insane, Doncic said later. Taking over in the fourth quarter. It was unbelievable to watch. They're unbelievable to watch together. It's only been a handful of games, but this duo feels much different than the LeBron-AD tandem. It feels more explosive yet, at the same time, it feels more consistent. It feels more, dare we say? Kobe and Shaq? Now add role players who have greatly benefited from all the options Luka offers. Austin Reeves has wide-open lanes, Rui Hachimura has unguarded threes, and Dorian Finney-Smith may have been the league's most underrated acquisition this season. He's everywhere doing everything. Late in Tuesday's win, Finney-Smith set a powerful screen, finished a nifty dunk and then pulled off a dramatic steal, leading coach J.J. Redick to anoint him as one of the team's spiritual leaders. He normally does a fantastic job of just setting the tone with the toughness. I think Doe is a banshee, said Redick of the guy that Rob Pelinka smartly grabbed out of Brooklyn in the D'Angelo Russell deal. He leads that charge for us and sets the tone with winning basketball plays. Add these weapons together and the Lakers now have a diversified attack that ranks 7th in the league in offensive rating. They become even more dangerous when you throw in something Lakers fans haven't seen in several years. This team plays championship defense. In the past 15 games they've led the league in defensive rating, inspired by the unlikeliest of sources. Yeah, believe it, LeBron James actually cares about guarding his man. In fact, few in the league are doing it better. This is not an exaggeration if you watch our basketball team every night and you've watched our team now for the last 6 weeks or so. LeBron's playing at an all-NBA defense level, said Redick. People may have perceptions of what he is as a defender. I watch it every night. He doesn't get scored on in isolation if teams do try to target him. He blows plays up. He's always in the right position, shifting, recovering. And, of course, all this at 40? LeBron's full adoption of a changing culture at this stage of his career is beyond admirable. I think there was this perception of him at this age, like conserving energy. No, said Reddick. There's no conservation of energy on that end of the floor. He's played elite defense now for a while. And to think, the initial idea behind the February 1st trade was that this was a deal for the future with no immediate title expectations. 9 games later, that's all changed. Who knew Doncic's mere presence would have such a profound effect on a team chemistry that had already started taking shape before he arrived? Who knew LeBron would so willingly exceed his power, not to mention his touches? Who knew Reeves and Hachimura would so quickly figure out how to catch Doncic's circus passes? Who knew Finney-Smith would be such a baller? And who knew that maybe, just maybe, they are athletic enough and smart enough to survive without replacing the huge loss of rim protection that sailed out the door with Davis?